finished.
Yeah, Martin.
Not looking at Martin. I'm looking down. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna like put my hand down like that, and he's gonna get slapped. See it coming through the top. And then what I'll do is, Martin, I'll put my hand in across to your screen, and I'll like put my hand across your brow, and I'll see the fake tan come off. He does tan very well, doesn't he, Connor?
Yeah.
Shame you don't, Connor. But yeah, he tans
I do.
1% Basque. It's 1% Basque.
Fair enough. This is Lansdowne Roar, the voice of the fans, and this is a very special episode. Of course, we're talking about Caoimhín Kelleher. He has finally left Liverpool and is signed for a fellow Premier League side, Brentford FC. I suppose we want to go all technical on that. David Dunn here, joined by Martin Prendergast and, of course, Conor McAvoy. Very quickly, it's maybe a shorter video. Same rules apply. Subscribe to the channel, please. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well. And head out to a Facebook, Instagram, and a Twitter account. Otherwise, I'm going to set Connor on you, and you don't want that. I don't even like him sitting next to me on the plane. Also, head over to lansdowneroar.ie. That is lansdowneroar.ie for all your Lansdowne Roar needs. So, chaps, it's finally happened. Connor, I want you to give us some of the details on this nitty-gritty. He has finally left Liverpool. It happened very quickly, actually, to be fair. All signed, sealed, and delivered. He is going to Brentford. He signed for, well, I'll let you take all the details away, and then we'll have a little chat about it.
An initial £12.5 million, if you want to go by Euro 2 currencies, and rising to 18 million with add-ons. Quite a considerably low fee for what we would expect. One that I would hesitate has something to do with the Florian Wirtz deal that is happening with him going to Liverpool from Leverkusen. I'm sure you know that deal is happening, big money deal. Whilst I do think something is in the case that because Mark Flecken is signing for Leverkusen and Kellehers his replacement, there's been something said by Leverkusen to Liverpool. If you let Kelleher go to Brentford, kind of with no drama, no issues, we'll make the Florian Wirtz deal easier for them because they're going to be paying well over 100 million for him. I think there's something in that because the fee, being honest, even though there's 1 year left of his contract, 12.5 million. I know add-ons will probably take it up. You'd say it'll go up. It'll definitely go above 15 million anyway. Because imagine there's appearances in that, and maybe the last couple of million might be for qualifying for Europe or something. But it is a very low fee for a top class keeper. 20 million would have been at least the minimum in pounds we thought he would have went for. But I do think that Leverkusen deal plays a part in it because it's just things wouldn't add up if a keeper of that quality is going for that little money because there'd be way too many teams after him. And I'm sure if there's more teams after him at the same price, he would have probably went to one of the teams that's playing in Europe.
Yeah, Martin, what do you make of it all? You happy?
I am happy. Yeah, I'm happy for Caoimhín because he's been a brilliant player for Liverpool. Sad to say that, though. I was a Man United fan, but you can't knock his record. And he stood up for them in big games, and has done really, really well. I don't forget that. The penalty shootout where he scored the winning penalty. He's won them 2 cups, hasn't he? There and playing in the finals. So, he's got so much experience now. Ireland's #1 deservedly on the back of that. And I think I'm quite happy to see him come to London, to be honest. And it's going to be interesting to see whether Nathan Collins stays at Brentford because there's a little Irish revolution there at the moment going on there with that. But I'm glad it's done early for him as well because it stops all the speculation and, getting the business done early. A lot of these teams are doing that. And I think he'll obviously come back from an international break with Ireland now and he'll just hopefully settle in there, sort out. I think, sometimes we just forget. It's a big upheaval as well. He's going to have to move and relocate as well. So he's got plenty of time to do that now, especially coming down to London. You live there, Dave, don't you? You know what the challenges are for that and your social butterfly that you are. But, I think for him to move down there is really going to help his profile as well. I mean, he's fantastic, done really, really well with Liverpool. But, he's going to be it shows a lot of ambition as well from Brentford, bringing him in early as a #1.
So I agree. It shows a lot of ambition for Brentford, but I would question the ambition from Kelleher. But you don't know what the conversations are. You don't know is he were they the only club to come in for him, at that level? And I mean, it's not a geography situation because he's going from Liverpool down to London. So that's a hell of a departure.
Mm.
So I don't know. I'm a bit deflated by it, by everything about it. This is a top goalkeeper, and yet again, it's all measured on. Well, it depends really on what were the options, because my brother-in-law is a West Ham fan. He said West Ham were interested, Brentford, and I think, yeah, Brentford and West Ham look to be the realistic options, apparently. And I said, well, I don't want him going to any of those. And, I said to him, no offense, but I don't want him going to your shit club, uh, West Ham. And he said, well, where else is he going to go? And, he's gone to Brentford. I would have loved to have seen him in the Champions League team. I would love to have seen him, in the team playing in Europe. I think he is befitting a team playing in Europe. He's 26. It's not as if he's a 22-year-old where he could have like 3 years maybe at Brentford and then go. He's come from the best team in the land. He's gone from the best team in the land down to Brentford. It's still at a high level. Hopefully they're not going to get relegated. Although there's reports, don't know if you lads have heard it, that Thomas Frank is apparently linked with the Spurs job. And according to some reports, he's now, they're looking, are they going to stick or twist with Ange Postecoglou? And is Thomas Frank interested? That's the report. I don't know whether that's going to happen or not. So you don't know. Although I'd imagine that's not going to affect Kelleher's position at the club.
Do you think Kelleher might be a bit clever though with this as well? Like he's going to go in there as number one, and is he protecting that position with Ireland as well? So, for example, he went to Chelsea, yeah, and then didn't start off well, and straight away he's dropped. That's impacting him being a number one for Ireland slightly, isn't it? I know it's a little bit different. Do you don't think it would?
No, because he's playing it's not like he's competing with someone playing in Premier League level. Reality is none of the other keepers are going to be playing in Premier League next season, and international managers are very loyal. Even like when I know Pickford has been absolutely brilliant for Everton over years, even when he came to England, he has had parts with Everton where we've had a couple of mistakes, never dropped in the slides with England. So Kelleher will be the number one for foreseeable as long as he's playing regular first team football. The reality to me is I think it's just because the deal has been done so early in the window. It's been done literally as soon as the window's opened that it hasn't really give time for other teams to really come in and show the ambition to get him in early doors. I don't know. I think it's just that it's happened. This came up this quick. The options came in. He's probably getting a very good wage moving to London, which is an ideal place for a lot of footballers to be. They are a very good side. They finished just outside of Europe. They do at the moment. They have an absolutely brilliant manager. They have a very good squad. They've shown how well their recruitment is over the last couple of years. Everyone thought they lost Ivan Toney last summer, and they got better. Even though it looks like Mbeumo could go to Man United this summer, they'll probably find a way of getting someone in, or Kevin Schade will really step up to the plate and go to the next level. So I do think he should be going to I do think a better team like a Chelsea, or even I was going to say Spurs, but they're not a better team, but they're playing at a higher level with Europe. But I think Chelsea probably would have been an ideal club. I do know what you're saying, but the thing is, Mark Flecken's 31. Kelleher's a better keeper than Mark Flecken, and Mark Flecken's gone to Leverkusen, who are the second best team in Germany. I know there's that connection with the agency with Eric Ten Hag, which is always a bit funny, but the reality is Kelleher's 26. 2 big seasons really with Brentford in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And because you never know who needs keeper at what time. And I know you're still saying that, he's 26, maybe only 2 years, he's 28. They might look to bring in a younger option. But the reality is, if he's 28 and he's doing very well, a team will still spend 50 million if that's what it would cost. The 50 million is still not a huge figure to bring in Kelleher then. I'm just happy he's going playing regular football. And it beats the bullshit really that people say that, I'd rather be part of a winning team and not playing rather than playing week in, week out. There's the reality, every footballer wants to play, and it's more important that he's playing week in, week out for Brentford. Then that beats any Premier League with him winning. I know he played 10 games, he played quite a few games this season, but the reality is he's going to be playing a lot, and it's a big day for Ringmahon Rangers as well, who will be picking up €3 million from this deal, and it'll probably end up being more with add-ons they'll pick up over the next couple of years, which is for a schoolboys club team in Cork to pick up that sort of money is mad, really. Whoever negotiated got a 20% clause sell on in the deal is an absolute genius. I know it's not like it's a demanding. But the thing is, a lot of clubs wouldn't demand that 20%. I'd imagine if you take, maybe they might have took a risk and took less of a fee really to get the bigger sell on in the future, which did an excellent job. And in fairness, Ringman have produced some unbelievable footballers, like the two Uma brothers coming now at the moment, and then they've Alan Brown, who obviously got promoted with Sunderland this year. So it's a club that's doing great stuff, and I'm sure they'll invest that 3 million very, very wisely. But I don't think, I'm not as annoyed as you are, Dave. I am kind of thinking, I can't believe no one else has come in at this stage, but I think it's because it's so early in the window. The deals got done. Liverpool maybe are thinking, maybe say for example Chelsea have offered 25 million. That is a direct competitor. They're thinking, well, we won't be able to get this Florian Wirtz deal done if we don't sell Kelleher to Brentford now. Maybe they needed that, because the thing is, Kelleher is a homegrown player in England because he joined at 16. So PSR reasons, they'll get that money directly back in to spend. What is it? If you sell a player for something mad, something like 10 million, means you can spend an extra 50 million or something on top. So I think I think it's fun. I think there's stuff probably going on behind the scenes with Liverpool, and they probably said the reality is, what are you really going to do if no one is offered the money at this stage of the window? Brentford have shown so much, really, you'd say, enthusiasm getting them in, and Liverpool have accepted the deal. Like, you're going to say, well, I'm going to go with a team that really wants me, and Brentford have shown that they really, really want him.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and that's why I have sort of prefaced what I said with, it depends on what the options are. Depends on what, and you're right. Liverpool probably, that's why I never thought he was going to go to Chelsea, because no way they're going to sell to a direct competitor unless their hand is absolutely forced. And it just depends what his options are. There probably were no options. There probably were the only one, but if there were a couple of options and London was just thinking, I want to move down to London, live in a big city, I'd be very disappointed with that. I don't think that's the case, but I think it's one of those, Martin, really, isn't it? And we'll wrap this up.
I think he's now. Sorry.
Yeah, go on. Just, if you let me finish, Jesus, calm down. No, but it's one of those, really. You'll have to see when it's afterwards, a week or so, when the story comes out, who were interested, what went on, and how his hands were tied, if they were.
Yeah, I think, like, moving to London as well, like, you have got Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, who will be Champions League teams probably. So it's an easy move. Then it is trialing, having a look in London as well. But the big thing I'm happy about is that I can actually watch him now with a club where I want him to do well, and so that's it for me. Quite happy with that.
Bitter
I
little
think it's
devil.
playing week in, week out, which is more important than saying you're a Liverpool player at the end of the day. And it means that we can hate Liverpool even more now, Martin. There's no reason to like them, unless watch Trent Doherty suddenly all of a sudden be starting next year, and we're like, oh, fuck's sake.
And so, probably ripping it up as well. Anyway, well, there you go. Well, congratulations, Caoimhín, and that's what you wanted to do. Nah, look, I mean, he's a Premier League goalkeeper minimum, and I hope he has a fantastic time there, and it goes well, and he gets a move to another big club, but as a number one. He could end up at Liverpool again. Who knows? They might regret selling him in the end. Anyway, we're going to leave it there, chaps. Thank you very much for this quick bit of breaking news. David Dunn here, joined by Martin Prendergast, and of course, Conor McAvoy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter account, and head over to lansdowne.ie. And we are the only place to be for the upcoming international window as well. Anyway, we're out of here. Good night.